Hello students, the 17th lesson is a lesson of economics titled Economic Problems and Challenges, Poverty and Unemployment. There are several problems which India faces today like poverty, unemployment, population growth, price rise, etc. In this chapter we will deal with two major economic problems, poverty and unemployment. Let us first understand what is the meaning of poverty. People who are deprived of basic and essential requirements like food, clothes, shelter and education are considered poor. This situation is comprehensive poverty. To understand further, let us see the features of people living below the poverty line. These people are also called BPL or below poverty line, people living below poverty line. They do not get even 2 meals a day. They live in slums, they cannot afford proper houses. Their income is less than determined expected income. Life expectancy is less than national average life expectancy. They suffer from deficiency diseases. Death rate in such people is high due to malnutrition. Income of such people is very low and such people are also called Antyodaya families. They are generally illiterate. Therefore, government has started several measures in order to reduce poverty. Firstly, government has started public distribution system. This is done on the basis of ration card. Ration shops, also known as fair price shops, fulfill the requirements of people living below the poverty line, like providing rice, wheat, sugar, oil, salt, kerosene, etc. at very low rates. Therefore, government has tried to raise standard of living. The concept of poverty was first introduced by the World Health Organization. Factors include expenditure on food, clothing, accommodation, which are basic necessities, education, health, clean drinking water, electricity, sanitation facilities, transportation, income as well as intake of calories. Based on these factors, the government can, according to World Health Organization guidelines, set a standard for people living below or above the poverty line. On the basis of these factors, therefore, the poverty line has been fixed. What is the measurement, or rather how is the measurement of poverty done? Firstly, it can be done on the basis of expenditure for various commodities or services by a family. This is the spending power of the people or purchasing power. Secondly, it can be done on the basis of total income of the family. So, if there are 5 members in a family, what is the total income of that family? Two terms have become relevant in the measurement of poverty. One is absolute poverty and the other is relative poverty. People who are not able to purchase basic necessities of life like food, grains, pulses, milk, vegetables, etc. at low market rates are said to be absolute poor. That means such people cannot even fulfill basic necessities of even 2 meals per day. Relative poverty. In a society where there are different income groups, people whose income is lower than those of others are said to be relative poor. For example, a school teacher will be relative poor to a rich industrialist. Therefore, we can see that absolute poverty will be more prevalent in underdeveloped countries and relative poverty will be more prevalent in developed countries. Let us see poverty in India. In 2011-12, Planning Commission of India declared per capita expenditure at rupees 816, that would be rupees 4080 for family in rural areas, and in urban areas it was fixed at rupees 1000 per person, which would mean that people having income less than this would be below the poverty line. On this basis, number of poor was 27 crore in 2011-12 and rate of poverty was 21.9% to ratio of population. In 2009-10, ratio of poverty in relation to population was 29.8%, that would be approximately 35.47 crore. In 2012, World Bank decided per capita income $1.90 US as the line, poverty line, below which people living below that line would be considered BPL. As per UNDP report 2015, ratio of poverty in India in 2011-12 was 21.92%, that is total poor were 26.93 crores. If we break this figure up, it would be 21.65 crores, that is 25.7% in rural areas, and 5.28 crore, that is 5.9% in urban areas. This shows that the number of poor are more in rural areas and less in urban areas. Chhattisgarh, with a percentage of 36.93, is the poorest Indian state, and Goa, with a percentage of 5.09, is the least poor state. In Gujarat, proportion of poverty is 16.63%. It is therefore said that the poor live in wealthy India. Why is this so? India is rich in natural resources and raw materials, but these resources are not utilized to the optimum due to defective planning, lack of education, training and skill. These resources are not used for the welfare of the people. There is also a lack of ability to make profitable use of resources. For all these reasons, though India is rich in resources, it does not reach down to the grassroots level. Among the poor, we can bifurcate them into rural poor and urban poor. Landless laborers, farm laborers, artisans of cottage industries or small-scale industries, marginal farmers, beggars, inhabitants of forest and mountain regions are called rural poor. Urban poor, temporary labor, daily wagers, that means those who live from one day to the other, who if they may have work on one day, they may not have work on another day. In temporary labor, these people belong to the unorganized sector, so there is no guarantee that they will have work. People who are employed seasonally may also fall in this. Domestic workers, rickshawalas, workers in tea stalls, dhabas, hotels, workers in garages, beggars, etc., who are not able to fulfill basic requirements are called urban poor. What are the reasons for poverty? Poverty is more deep-rooted in rural areas as compared to urban areas. There is decrease in income from agricultural sector due to insufficient development of irrigation facilities. Lack of alternative employment. Generally in the rural areas there is no other alternative employment to agriculture. Lack of knowledge about educational opportunities, skill and training and other employment opportunities is also a reason. Increase in unproductive expenditure due to social customs and traditions. like marriages, festivals, etc. This also results in debt for the farmers. Lack of proper formulation of economic policies by the government, which leads to neglect of welfare of the poor, is a major reason. Increase in production of cash crops as compared to food grains has led to scarcity of food grains and price rise of edible items. The poor therefore cannot even afford 2 meals a day. Execution of economic reforms has led to the collapse of rural economy and cottage and small scale industries. Migration has increased, people keep moving to the cities in search of job, and therefore income from the agricultural sector has decreased. Increase in population is also a major factor. Corresponding decrease in death rate and increase in life expectancy has led to an increase in labor supply. Every year more and more people are joining the workforce, but there is not sufficient employment opportunities. Demand for labor was comparatively less, and therefore unemployment increases. Unemployment also increased because of change in technology. Traditional businesses and cottage industries have collapsed. Production of things of basic requirement has decreased, and demand has increased, leading to price rise. Poor people spend money but cannot completely satisfy their need for food, clothing, shelter and health care. Therefore, they become victims of malnutrition and diseases. Purchasing power over the years has decreased and standard of living has deteriorated. Therefore, poverty has increased.